If you're in a job or a career that you hate, I need you to see this. Check out this comment. My husband has worked his butt off at a job he often didn't like for 40 plus years. I want that to just sink in. Imagine spending your life, 40 plus years of your life, in a place that you despise. At a minimum, 5 days per week, 40 hours, and not to mention the traffic to and from work. That is unbelievable. It is heartbreaking, but it is a reality. It just shows how a man who loves his family, who takes care of his family, will do whatever it takes, even if it means sacrificing his peace, his happiness, his joy, his life, just to ensure that his family has or lives a particular standard. But let us continue. He has taken care of our family. He loves us. So you see how when a man, as I was saying before, when a man truly has his heart for his family, he's going to do whatever it takes. And I applaud that man. I applaud every man who is doing whatever it takes to ensure that they put food on their table, to ensure that their family is taken care of. I applaud you, brother, for all of the efforts that you take on a daily basis. The wife continues on. And he knows he's not the center of the universe. What would prompt someone to say that? What would prompt his wife to say that in the very same sentence where she speaks about he loving his family? And I honestly think this is the reason why a lot of men, not all men, a lot of men feel undervalued and unappreciated. Because this man is working his butt off, as she rightfully stated there, and has been doing that for 40 plus years. And I don't know, I'm feeling as if there is a bit of resentment or a lack of appreciation. And then she goes on to say, well, in my eyes, he kinda is, but. So, I don't know what you take from this, but it didn't rub me well. It threw me off. It threw me off. Saying that, you know that he loves his family, he has sacrificed and continue to sacrifice so much, but yet still you feel comfortable enough to say that he's not the center of the universe. And I'm not saying that because he's working and providing for the family that he ought to be the center of the universe. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying, what would prompt that? Why is it necessary to add that to your statement? You know, I look at things, I have a way that I look at things, and it is this. I pay attention to what someone says, but I pay even deeper attention to what they are not saying. So I will leave it up to you to decide what is she not saying here. Now, I want to share this other comment that actually followed this comment here. So, this other person is responding to that first comment. And she says, same. Husband worked in a place he hated. That's a powerful word. He hated. He loved us enough to keep working there. There we go again. The man, that father, that husband, willing to do whatever it takes for his family, as a man should. He just retired. He's 64, I am 62. However, she goes on to say, same for my dad. His job killed. His job killed him. I want you to pay close attention to what these women are saying. Her father's job killed him. He worked in a paper mill full of asbestos. He retired at 58 and was dead at 62. Cancer. So thankfully, a lot of things has changed and we don't have as much buildings with asbestos. So the likelihood of someone dying as a result of being infected by asbestos has significantly reduced. However, you, the man who is working in a job that you despise, that you hate, that you dislike, you too are killing yourself. The stress is killing you. The anxiety is killing you. The depression is killing you. All of these things, that high blood pressure and the diseases and all these other diseases that show up, they are killing you. We have so many men who are falling down. They haven't even gotten the opportunity to reach the age of retirement, and they are falling and dying as a result of heart disease. Of course, there are other elements that would link to that based on diet and exercise and all of these other things. But when you're in a place where you are highly stressed, a place that you dislike, these things compound and they work to destroy you internally. And that is just on the physical level. What about the mental level? What about the stress that a lot of men are under? You know, there is this statistic that says men are more likely to take their lives 3 to 4 times than women. This can possibly be a contributing factor. So let me continue. He did not get to enjoy his retirement. A job is not fun. It is work. I do not know anyone that is happy at their job. And I want to respectfully disagree, because there are persons who are truly happy in their job and in their career. And if you are that person, then by all means, brother, continue on. But if your job or your career is adding unnecessary pressure and adding to your health issues, both physical, mental, and emotional, and in some instances, spiritual, then brother, I want to encourage you to rethink your position in that job. And I'm not saying here that you are to just pick up yourself and leave your job. Because I know that that's the next thing that you are probably asking. Because what do I want you to do? Or what you should do? That's not the case. I'm not saying to just ups and leave your job. You have bills, you have debts, you have your family that you love and appreciate, and you want to take care of. If you're in a place that you dislike, it should not take you 40 plus years before you come to that realization that you need to pick yourself up and leave. We are in too much of a modern world. There's so much opportunity at our hands to stay in a place that is killing you. Maybe slowly, but often it could just be quickly. I know there's a saying that not everyone can be an entrepreneur. Not everyone can own a business. I may or may not agree with that. It depends on how much you want it. But it doesn't mean that you can't upskill. You can upskill. It doesn't mean that you have to stay where you are. You can learn something on your weekends after work so that you can move on away from this place that is affecting you negatively. It doesn't mean that you have to stay and endure for 40 plus years to reach the age of retirement and never enjoy your retirement. And that is even if you reach the age of retirement. So brother, I know you are looking at this and you're probably in that place where it is a task every day to get up, to go to that place that feels like it's hell on earth. But you know that you have to provide. You have to put food on the table. You have to keep the lights on. I understand that. Man to man, I understand the pressure that you are under, that we are under as men. But it does not mean that we have to stay here. We have to stay in this place that is affecting us. We can begin that process to move to another area where we can find that peace and that joy and still be able to provide for our families. Because it is difficult to spend so much years of your life being unhappy and then pass away shortly after that era of your life comes to an end. What kind of life would you have lived? Is it worth it? Is it truly worth it? Is your peace of mind, your health worth it? Because you can easily be replaced in your job. You know that. The other thing is, if you continue in this place here, wherever you are, and you fall sick or you passed away, who is going to take care of your family? Because you're probably saying that, hey, I need to have this job, I need to be here. But if you aren't able to be there to provide for your family because of illness or death, wouldn't it be pretty much the same thing. The very same thing that you are trying to avoid is what you are actually courting. So, brother, I just want to leave this here with you. If you're in a place where on Sunday evenings you feel this dread because you know Monday morning is right around the corner. If you are looking forward every week to Friday evenings and you're just drifting through Monday to Friday and you have been doing that for years, brother, let this be a wake-up call. Let this be me ringing the alarm to tell you it doesn't have to end that way. You can choose another path. Let your life be a lesson and not a warning. Share this with another man who needs to hear this. And if you want further support, you can book a one-on-one call with me. The link is in my channel's description. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace, brother.